My son just came from he was chased. Now I don't even have fare to take back him to school. Can you send me 1,500? Hey, when you get to politics, you expose yourself to all kind of shenanigan. All kind of shenanigan. I guess let me tell you, if you are not prepared psychologically and your mind not big enough to collect a lot of stuff, don't go for politics. You'll hear a lot, you'll get a lot. It's money you are using, it's your good language, sweet words you are using, or whatever you are doing. Just convince people. It's the power of your tongue. How sweet you can make words, how sweet you can mince words. That is what will makes a good politician. So if you have a sweet mouth, you are likely to win an election. Many people who spent a lot of money. There are people who have even sold everything, but they will still lose the election. So it's not entirely about money. There are so many factors in politics which you have to factor in. And once you factor them in and you are completely convinced, then go for it.
So you had to make that tough decision. I remember
From where could that person have gotten the money from? You understand? But if my background is okay, check. I have a sound education, I've traveled, I have sound mind, and I can relate well with the village people, with the community. Then that's check. Then I'm good. I'm good to go. Even if I don't have like a lot of money, because obviously, when you're a young person, where do people expect you to have lots of money if you are not doing some funny deals? You can't continue with these campaigns. Your family is here.
you have a pregnant wife.
You have a pregnant wife. You are running at a skelter everywhere. Now the pressure for politics, the pressure for everything is eating up and eating up. You have to choose. You have to choose. Then, of course, so many other small things here and there.
But the major one
was family. Because also you realize in politics, there is a lot of things you pass through. I made my decision with a sober mind, and I stood by it. And that was final. And we leave the rest to God. So many people will ask me, so Samuel, what about 2027? Then my answer is very simple. We leave that to God. Wazazi wazazi watamazaji, wanafunzi wenzangu, watoto, watoi, na ulimwengu wote kwa ujumla. Before you is Sam, before you is Winnie and Sam. Ready to present to you a video entitled Why I Lost an Election.
Hello, wonderful people, my beautiful people. How are you doing? I hope all of you are doing good. We really thank God for bringing us this far. We don't take it for granted. So, in front of you, we have Sam
and Winnie.
Karibu sana.
And this is Winnie and Sam YouTube channel.
And today we have something amazing.
Today we have something interesting, something very amazing, something very nice. A must watch. Stick to this video till the end. We would appreciate more if you can respond on the YouTube video. The video itself, the way you are watching it in YouTube. If you are able to respond, especially if you are watching via phone or laptop or a computer, it's very easy to just type and say your opinion over there.
Like we did my testimony. If you haven't watched my testimony, I've done part 1 and 2, Cindy.
Yes, Winnie did a testimony, part 1 and 2. Of course, she has a very long testimony, and I know one day she'll release a huge testimony because she has gone through a lot. She has a series of testimonies, but that will come. But But first and foremost, go and watch part 1 and 2 of her testimony. You can comment there down and encourage her. Let us know your views and what you think about everything we always post on YouTube. Then that way we can even get to know where we can improve and everything, because we really want to grow together with you guys. We really want to go far together. Guys, I tried politics. And
What happened?
it's
Why
a
did
dirty
you
game.
stop?
It's a dirty game.
No. Why are you saying that it's a dirty game?
Because a lot happened.
Why did you go
You
to
see,
it in
most
the
of the
first place?
people. Okay, well, I tried politics in my village, in my home area. You get. So yeah, it was like this. Last elections, just like 2 years ago, we had a general election in Kenya. And in Kenya, in Kenyan system, there are different levels of oppositions
Yeah, you're
for
doing it
election.
for the sake of. We have also international viewers.
Yes, so we have presidency, we have a governor, whatever it's usually called gubernatorial. We have a senate,
Senators.
we have MPs, and we have a what are you, huh?
County member of
Member of county
county
assembly,
assembly. Yeah, MCS.
MCS. So that is the lowest rank in Kenyan election. But elections in Kenya, whichever rank you are in, it's there is no rank which is too small,
It's
because
true.
once you get in, then you become somebody, you become something, and I believe
Become honorable.
you become honorable. So I went for the lower seat, that is member of county assembly, an MCA. That is what I was vying for. And
What pushed you to go for it?
what pushed me to go for it is yeah, if you guys have been seeing videos from my village. Okay, well, I've grown up in village, by the way, for those who don't know. So some of the guys would think that maybe I'm a
Born
town guy.
town.
No. I'm not born in town. I was born in the village. So I have gone through the struggles of the village. And I can tell you for sure, the way I grew up and the way our village is today, I don't see much difference. We have had elections, we have had leaders for the longest time ever since I was born. But I can't really see much difference. Yes, I can't really see much difference. So when you see your people struggling all through, you struggled. You went to school barefooted. You never used electricity. Then you grow up. You go back to the village.
You find the same
You
thing.
find the same situation, and sometimes more dire situations. You understand. You feel so much pain. You feel so much for your people, because now at least you have gone out there. You have even gone to the city. You have interacted with different
You have
people.
gone to other counties.
You have gone even to other counties and other places. You have seen how things are. Now you go back to your village, you find it the same way it used to be long time ago. You feel so bad. You feel so bad because nothing much is happening. As much as you people keep on electing people after every 5 years to represent you in parliament, to represent you even in the county parliament. But nothing seems to be working. So to me, I realized that is bad leadership.
And you had a burden in your heart.
And I had a burden in my heart because
You have always had a burden to lead.
yes,
your
me,
people.
I'm a man of the people. I've always been I've always been working with locals. Whenever I'm even in the village, I like just interacting with the locals and trying to understand. And sometimes we face a lot of challenges. We even hear so bad stories of the people and the way people are even suffering. Sometimes you are in the village, people call you to take them to even to hospital. You can't like even taking someone to hospital. It's a tough task because
Like the other time, you remember that lady mwenye alikuwa msick sana. It took you a lot of time.
yes. You see, first of all, someone can even wake up you in the midnight to take them to hospital. They just call you. come our person is dying or something bad, terribly bad is happening. First and foremost, the whole village doesn't have any electricity. So it's dark, very dark.
And the roads are bad.
The roads are pathetic. Not even bad, they are pathetic. So you have to risk in no ways. So you understand food shortages, a lot of anger. People with angry stomachs.
Yeah, of course there are times people harvest, but it's not all the time.
It's not always. Ukambani rains, they don't come every other time. Sometimes there is a lot of njaa Ukambani. You understand? When you look at education, most of the time, you find that it's only selected few who can manage to go to school. Some of the guys, they go to primary school, local primary school, like the one I went to, then they pass well. But then they can't even go past primary. And the ones who go even past primary, they find that they go to those local secondary schools. So they don't get to know much. They don't get to know much. Then you'll also realize in our village, most of the guys, they become teachers. So they come back to serve the society, which is good. Because even me, I've been brought up by teachers. But now, the challenge is now development-wise. Because really, at this day and age, there are basic needs which we don't need to be talking about. Something like basic like electricity, something basic like water, hospital, something like roads, bad roads, lack of tarmac road.
Of course, those things may not happen once if you become a leader, but
that's why I've said I've grown up seeing things just like that. You see, if we had elected someone like 10 years ago and they came and did something small, like they helped in bringing the electricity, you see, that is a permanent solution in terms of lighting. Then maybe we say maybe within that 5 years that person just does that. Then we elect someone else, he comes and does at least tarmacs a road. You understand? Because our roads are just graded by a tinga. There is nothing much.
Like that. And
When the rain comes, it sweeps it away. You understand? So if someone else undertook that and did just tarmac or even maram, just put maram on the road and culverts and everything, then we would be far.
And these things are possible. So you've gone to many areas.
Very possible. I've gone to so many areas whereby those things have worked. And it just needs a sober mind. So that is why those are the kind of things which motivated me to get into politics. Because honestly, we don't even have clean water. You guys, you have even seen some of our videos. We go fetch water using donkeys. Like since I was born. When our rivers dry up, we go to Tana River. Just recently, we did a video on Tana River.
Yeah, so you'll put a link here to show.
Yes, sometimes you go there are crocodiles, there are hippopotamuses over there. Hippos. So sasa unajua, you risk so much, and it has always been like that. So those are the kind of things which motivated me to get into politics, and I really wanted this thing to go and change my society, to go and change my community, to make my community better. Because honestly, guys, I don't like the situation.
It was really, guys, let me tell you, I really had a hard time. Of course, we never argued. I gave him my blessings. We never quarreled about it. Sure. But unaona mtu kwenda na he really wanted this thing badly. He wanted to change the community. So you feel like this guy, there is no way I'm going to stop him. But then, yes, for him, he has good. By the way, before we go far, people don't know why you stepped down. If there are people who have been asking questions, why did you step down? This is a good video for them.
Yeah, sure. I'll get to tell them why I stepped down.
Yeah, it's true.
But before then, we can go through the journey.
Yeah, so there is where we are going to.
Yes.
So as a wife, in marriage, before you do anything, you must consult with your partner. You talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, one of the biggest thing that you should do in marriage, not only talking about it, you should also pray about it.
Yes.
In fact, praying about it should be the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he came to me and he told me, I want to go for this seat.
Yes.
And I was like, are you sure? Do you have the money?
Mm-hmm.
Because by the way, in Kenya, tell them about politics in Kenya if you want to go for a
Politics
seat.
in Kenya, first, when you declare that you want to go for a seat, people first look at your pockets.
It's true.
People start looking at how much you have. What's your net worth? Because they believe that whatever you have is what is going to make you whatever you want to be.
And that is very bad.
That is so sad. That is very bad, and that's so sad. That is not what is supposed to be. That is one of the major problem we have, even not just Kenya, but in an African setup. You see, if you look at me like in terms of monetary, and you see when you are electing person, because I've seen few young people being elected without much. You understand?
And
Even
they are
without
working.
nothing. And they are doing a great job. We have young people who are doing great jobs, and they were elected with nothing at all, and they are helping their people. But most, like majority, like 90% of Kenyans or even Africans believe that you must have
money.
big pockets. You must have deep pockets so that you may be elected. You must splash money. You must use money so that you may become a leader in our community. That is a very, very bad perception. Because most of the time, if that is the case, then someone will just do some illegal businesses. Someone will just do bad business and come and pour money to
bring
you.
you the money.
But the ones you elect that person will go back.
Just go back to the
They
city.
will vanish. They go back to the city. They loot your money. The money allocated to your development, they just loot all of it. They go and invest in the city and even in foreign countries.
Yeah, imagine.
And that is where we are now, is our village. That is where
God
we
have
are.
mercy. Not only your village.
Yeah,
Many
I know.
places.
I know, yeah.
You're just giving an example of your
Yes.
village. And by the way, we are not doing this to criticize the leaders who are there today, but we are just trying to explain some few things as we are going to take you through the journey of my husband trying politics.
Yes, true.
Yeah, we are talking to according to how we understood all these things.
Sure.
So this is how it started. He came to me and told me that he wants to go to this thing, politics, and I was like, as you can hear that Kenya, most people, when you want to go into politics, you must have a heavy pocket, a fat pocket. Yeah, but for him, we're just young couples.
Yeah, sure.
Trying to make our life
ends meet.
We
are just trying.
Yeah. In fact, for her to tell me that, for him to tell me that, I think he was going even beyond all odds because he was thinking about other people.
Yeah, sure.
In fact, for my husband, is someone who minds about who minds about people so much. But to some extent, he forgets about himself. That I should say it's a weakness.
I don't know. Because if, for example, I could have gone up to the end, then I want the seat, then it could have been not a weakness, a strength.
But now,
because now I withdrew my candidature, and maybe if I could, but now it looks like it's a weakness.
No, that is not what I meant. I was just trying to give an example of many things.
Yes.
You find that you're someone who, when you, maybe you don't know how to deny things mostly.
Yeah,
when people ask for something, you give them.
Yeah, I think things like that's where you find most politicians are philanthropists. There are people who will give like all of it. Like they will give people their resources, they will give people their things because I think it's
Let me
something.
sit well. Ooh.
I think it's something in most of the people. I don't know, but most of the people who like venturing into politics, they have that common weakness of trying to give out. Just the other day, I was telling my guys down there, I was telling them that a politician is someone who will go somewhere and find like kids have been thrown out of school because of lack of school fees.
You
Then he will
promise.
pay. No,
He will pay
he will pay for their fees
and forget about his
and
own kids.
forget about his own kids. Watoto wake hawajalipiwa fee, lakini yeye amepata wale amewalipia wote na wengine akapromise. And politicians like promising. They will promise you everything.
I think this thing is gonna get
They'll promise
interesting
you
as we are
everything.
continuing. So I told him no, and for him, I think he had already made a decision, and there is no way you could have taken him back.
Yeah, sure.
But of course, we argued kidogo hapo, but then we came to agreement. I was like, my husband. I even called one of my pastors, a friend of mine. He's called Pastor Castro and Pastor Mumo, and they told me politics is not bad. They explained to me a lot of things, and they were like, because he's a man who loves serving people, and if he really wants to go for it, give him your blessing.
Mhm.
So in marriage, when you want to go for something, ask your wife, ask your partner, ask
Yeah,
your
sure.
husband. Yeah, you agree about it. And for him, he had a lot of confidence even when he was going out there. He was at peace because he knew that now my wife has given me her blessings.
There is one thing I always tell people. If you want to do something and you see, no man is an island. You can't really know everything and you can't have it all. And there are things even called instincts. That's why when you have a partner, or let's even say, when you even want to get married, when you even want to get married, you go to your parents, you go to your guardian, you go to your like elderly people and tell them, guys, I have found someone I want to marry. It's always very, very important to do so. And you might be in love with someone, but you realize that the people you're like, that person maybe comes from a tribe that your people doesn't like. But I always tell people, make peace before you get married. So it's the same thing now with whatever you are saying. My wife is saying,
Yeah.
I had to make peace with you before I go to politics. Yes, I had made up my mind, but there is no way that I could have just said, I'm going to do it, whether you like it or not. You understand? I had to consult you. I had to convince you. I had to pray for your blessings so that I may go down there. The same way I was telling about parents. You must go to them and convince them. Even if you are marrying a bad person, just convince them that is my best.
Okay, but okay, that one I think that one is one of the best titles we should have, videos we should do.
That's very
Yeah,
good.
that one
Do
we should
another
put on
day.
that.
It's okay.
So let's continue. So I prayed for him and I released him to go. So for him he continued. And then as time goes by, I realized I felt in my spirit. I started asking myself, is my husband really doing the right thing? Is this the right time? Why? There's some few things that made me to think of that, because now when it comes to spending, there is where the problem came from. My husband will leave the city with a lot of money, of which I will not say. And when he comes back,
He's bankrupt.
He's bankrupt. Nothing.
Yeah, true.
And he will come so promising, telling me, this thing I'm getting it.
Mm.
This thing I'm getting. And he will try and convince me, Kabisa, this. And I'm like, okay, my husband, I'm praying for you. This thing you will get it. I can see. And he will calculate for me and tell me, you see this place, you see these areas. I have a lot of people in.
Yeah,
Politics are bad.
which is a
When
bad.
you call people to come and gather, they will show that they will vote for you.
Yeah, they'll come in huge numbers
They will come in
because
huge
they think
numbers.
you have handouts, you have some cash you are going to give them. But it's true, it's true. Politics, okay, jokes aside, politics needs resources, that's for sure.
We are going there.
But
Yeah.
it's not about resources. Yes, it's not entirely about resources. But you'll
The heart of a
must.
leader.
Yeah, sure.
The heart of a leader.
True.
The state of the heart of the leader.
Yes.
Yeah. So he will go, come back with nothing. So Mimi, because of we are friends, when you marry someone who is your friend, you will try and talk, discuss some few things, and then you will come and tell me and convince me and tell me, Aki, this thing I'm getting it. And maybe I will go on my knees and pray to God, God, please give my husband this thing. He will go, nini. So, even as after a few weeks, I started feeling something in my heart. I didn't tell him, but I asked God, is my husband doing the right thing? And the Bible says that God is our Father. We are the clay and is our potter. So our Father knows what is right for the child. And I took my husband before God and I told God, God, this is my husband and he's your son. You knew him before even I knew him. And you know what is best for him. Remember this one, I didn't even tell my husband. Of course, I used to pray. But as I was praying, I felt like apana, there is no connection. There is some disconnection somewhere. Before I continue, I learned something that we human beings, we may want something so badly. And we are like, God, just give me this one. Just give me this one. Just give me this one. But we forget to give a room for God's will.
Yeah, true. Sure.
That is what you want? Is this what God wants?
True.
Remember we said that we agreed and I gave you my blessings.
Yeah, sure.
But did we ask ourselves, is this what God wants?
Yeah, sure. Because one thing also through my campaigns, and mostly when I was getting out of Nairobi, going to the village every week, because I would go to the village like on Wednesday or even Thursday, do my campaigns until Sunday evening. Then I come back to Nairobi on Monday. I stay like 3 days, then I go back to the village. So I witnessed several accidents around that time with my car, like running through pavements, having tires burst through here and there. So yeah, there are some of the things which came up also, and then I also started asking myself the same question: what is not happening?
But even before that, even before those accidents, even before spending a lot of money, I had started asking myself, I had started praying about it. And do you know what? Let me tell you something that you don't know I did.
What did you know? What did you do that I don't know that
I
you
did
did?
do witchcraft.
Huh? Oh.
I did spiritual witchcraft. I prayed. I told God, I need a sign. I used to pray.
Sign and wonder.
I need a sign. Even though, remember, I called 2 pastors and they were like, no problem. If you really want, but there is another pastor who talked sense to me. Now is when now inaanza kusink. So I will pray and ask God, God, I need a sign. You know, initially I used to pray that God give my husband this seat. But all of a sudden,
You started praying that God don't give this
no,
husband
no,
this.
no, no, no. I didn't that. But all of a sudden, I wasn't. All of a sudden now, I'm not even sure. I'm asking God, God, I need a sign.
Mhm.
Because you are our father. And I used that verse for long. Because you are our father.
Mhm.
We are the clay and you are our potter. You know what is best for us.
Yeah.
And you cannot mislead your people. And you cannot let your people. I'm not preaching, but you just bear with me.
Mhm.
I'm used to it.
Mhm.
So I asked God, I need a sign
Mhm.
that, is this the right thing? Not really. I asked God, I need a sign if my husband needs to proceed with this thing
Mhm.
of him or he needs to stop. And I remember very well. I told God, it was on a Monday, and I told God before the end of this week. That day you got an accident. Of course, an accident is not a good thing.
Mhm.
It was raining heavily,
Yeah, sure.
and your car got a tire burst or what happened. You hit a pavement,
And
you
what
know,
happened?
and the car,
Arakasha.
yeah, it was going to be a very bad accident.
Mhm. Yeah, sure.
But I really thank God He saved you. You went to the mechanic, you repaired the car, and you
I
proceeded.
proceeded.
Those are politics, I tell you. This
Yani,
king.
the car was bad. I spent money. I spent time. But I still went.
And in fact, he did not even tell me the car was in a bad state because he didn't want me to stop him from going.
Yes.
That is
I
politics.
proceeded with my journey.
This thing was too much into him. Hadi, there is nothing I could do. Of course, he was not talking bad to me. You see, when you want something badly, you just go with everything that you have.
Yes.
So I asked God for a sign. I prayed. I used to pray. Every time we go, I used to pray and ask God, I need a sign. If this thing is... But some extent you feel that it's like he kitu anapata. He's the right person for it. But then, that is you. You feel like that. But what is God saying about it? Obedience is better than sacrifice. So the first sign is when that car it happened like that, evil. Sasa now it reached at a point. He has used all of the money that he had. Now he has started taking our savings. I was like, oh my God. Started taking our savings. That is politics for you. Imagine now we are using our savings now. Huh? Because people are calling him day and night. This thing you are getting, you just come prepared. This thing you are getting. And he will make sure he has put the phone on loudspeaker so that I can hear that this thing is getting. So that he will tell me, just go and withdraw for me this amount. Of course, we save slowly, pole, and as couples, we have plans for different things. And now I will tell him, no. I will become very strict with the money, but he will tell me, just give me. The first time I gave him, kinda came back, nothing, and anything, and I continue praying to God. But who is God? The good thing is that, but I don't say that my husband is someone that will try and talk to him na akose kuelewa, because we are friends. I know in marriage you know how to approach some things and when to bring some stories. So I just timed him na we tried and talked about it, and for him he was so hesitant. He was like, no, we have gone so far, can't stop this thing. Hey, one thing that people don't know, I was pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Hiyo ni kitu ingine that you have forgotten. What happened? Calls. I used to call you.
Acha tu. You have a pregnant wife. You're in politics.
You have another young
You
kid.
have another baby. You have another one just in kindergarten. And you have a lot.
And you
You are
have
still
another one you are
young.
supporting.
You have another one you are supporting. Now you are in politics whereby now every kid is yours. Taking my son back to school. Taking my daughter back to school. Give me your number. Can I call you tomorrow? My son has been chased out of school,
They
sir.
used to call even at during
Yes,
midnight.
can you send me 2,000?
Mm.
My son just came from he was chased. Now I don't even have fare to take back him to school. Can you send me 1,500? Hey, when you get to politics, you expose yourself to all kind of shenanigan. All kind of shenanigan. I guess let me tell you, if you are not prepared psychologically
Mm.
and your mind not big enough to collect a lot of stuff, don't go for politics. You'll hear a lot, you'll get a lot. Hey, it's terrible out there.
Especially for young.
Yes, you see, when
Peoples.
you are quite young, you are trying to make your family get better. Your priority is your family. But politics is also very demanding.
It's true.
Politics needs a lot of priority. It's not a small thing. Politics is a whole big thing. Like
That is
it's an
according to how
industry.
you understood when
Yes.
you.
Yes, I learned that politics is like an industry. It's a huge thing. Yenye unahitaji a lot. Si mambo hata na pesa. Yani
Time.
time, a lot of your time. Kwanza time, almost 100% of your time.
You feel like unaibiwa hata politics elections
Elections
hazijafanya but
zijafika, but you
lakini
feel
you feel
like
like
your people
unaibiwa
are going to move
to
to
another
another person.
person.
Yani ukisikia mtu amepitia mahali ulipitia,
You want to go back
another
there.
politician has passed through where you passed yesterday. And you had come back to Nairobi, you want to go back to the village immediately.
With a lot of money to spend on the
With money or with language, with stories, cooked stories. Because in politics, people lie a lot. Politics, people accept everything. They promise everything. And some use a lot of cash just to convince people. Because politics is a game of convincing people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's money you are using. It's your good language, sweet ones you are using, or whatever you are doing. Just convince people. It's the power of your tongue. How sweet you can make words. How sweet you can mince words. That is what will makes a good politician. So if you have a sweet mouth, you are likely to win an election.
but with money, is it worth without money?
What we are trying to say is we have seen young people get elected without money. You understand? So, but in our Kenyan setup, as I said earlier, like it's only like 10 or 5% which will get elected even without money.
But the rest.
Because that is the tradition, that is the behavior, that is the culture we have. We are putting our people that you need money so that you may get elected. But the truth of the matter, guys, is that it's not the money that you need to get elected. And I would actually advocate that we vote for guys who splash
A
money
lot of money.
for our people. I would advocate for that. Why? Because we don't know where some of these monies come from. And we don't know what will happen after elections. Someone will come with huge loads of money, he will splash, then once elected, he will run away.
You ran away. So there was, where was I? Yeah, I was pregnant.
Yes, my wife was pregnant and I had a lot of pressure. Pressure was piling as the days were going on, as the campaign
It
were
was the
going on.
first trimester.
Yes, as the campaigns were moving on, the pressure was piling and piling and piling. When I was getting into politics, I knew she was pregnant. But I didn't know that the pressure will become too much.
But we were to look for someone
Yes.
to take care of me when we are in the village.
Yes, but of course a lot happens, both in family setup, even out there and everywhere. So a lot continue to happen. A lot of pressure here and there. Yeah, a lot.
So I remember we sat down And you're like, and before even we spoke, there's a day you went to the village and some women, remember there were some women who were saying that, huyo wacha tu alete pesa tukule.
Oh yeah, in politics, of course, you listen to many things. You get to know, to assess, because you can't just go blindly in everywhere. So you'll also listen to other people talking chini chini.
You don't be
Yeah,
deaf to
what
those words.
people are saying. So there are things that they can say. You don't, of course, need to be discouraged, because when you want to get into politics, then you have to get into it like kabisa mpaka mwisho. But also, you are a human being. There are things you get to hear huku na kule. Of course, there are those people who will support you regardless. They will support you. But there are also other people who will just now start saying some other things here and there. So I could also hear some murmuring here and there. Oh,
But
cha
those
tukule
ones were
pesa ya,
not to stop you because
yeah,
after all,
cha tukule
they were
pesa ya huyu
just,
kijana nini nini. But they were just few guys here and there, and that is expected in politics.
yeah,
There are people who are sent to discourage you completely.
yeah.
There are people who even send opponents to come and say stupid things so that you may, maybe you are
Give
strong,
up.
so that you may give up. So there are so many things which happens in
So
politics.
after all you need to understand. So the bottom line is, what made my husband stop politics was not money, was not people's discouragement.
Yes.
Because if there was someone who was going until to the ballot, Nini, was my husband. Because he's someone who, when he wants something, he'll always go for it. So those discouragement, words of discouragement, lack of finance was not a problem, because even as he was proceeding, there were people who were offering themselves to support
Support,
him
yeah, sure.
financially. So that was not the reason why he had to stop. And we are not doing this because we are explaining it to, we are trying to explain to someone who want an answer. This, remember, this is a YouTube channel where we discussing a lot of things,
Yeah,
what
sure.
we learned. We are trying to educate you people.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that in future, if you have someone who wants to go in politics,
Yeah, you realize there is a lot which is so many things you'll need to factor in. But as a young person, yes, politics is a very nice thing, and as a young person, you can make it in politics very well. Actually, with a lot of ways. You see why? Because above, when you are young, you don't have much to lose. People can also easily trust you. Why? Because you have not your mind is not corrupted, you understand?
yeah, it's
Like
true.
me, there is no bad thing I've done in the village which can warrant me not to be supported, you understand? I'm known as a good person, even from where I come from and everything. So it's not like you are corrupt in any way. You have not got into ranks whereby now you can be measured through your corrupt issues or anything. The only thing maybe people will look into is maybe your background and everything, and that's the only check they can do. Because when you're also young, then expectations in terms of what you could have done to the people before you get into election,
Becomes
it's
so.
zinakuwa kidogo. Because how do you expect a young man who is barely 30 years or even less to have like helped in constructing a road? From where could that person have gotten the money from, you understand? But if my background is okay, check, I have a sound education, I've traveled, I have sound mind, and I can relate well with the village people, with the community, then that's check, then I'm good to go, even if I don't have like a lot of money. Because obviously, when you're a young person, where do people expect you to have lots of money if you are not doing some funny deals down there?
Inheritance.
Inheritance is okay, but now you see that is another story. Is in really inheritance, you can't just go and spend all the money you have inherited, or even sell land, sell plots for your family to get into politics. It's about your rapport. It's about how you you sell yourself to the people. It's about how you interact with the community. It's
Mm.
about how you tell the community about your vision
Yeah,
for the
your
community. You
vision.
understand?
Mm.
That is what will sell you. So it's very much possible for a young person to get into politics and
And be
succeed. I know
successful.
many people came over and asked me, why have you done this to us? Nini
Mm.
nini. I just told them it's okay, it's well.
I was going there.
Mm.
People may think that it's because of finances and all that. But let me tell you something, my people. Do you know my husband just decided to choose his family over
Yes.
politics?
I did family.
Family.
And I quit. I told my guys on the ground I won't continue with my
You
campaigns.
didn't even explain.
I did not explain, but I even wrote a letter.
Mm.
I wrote a letter and posted through my group because I already had two groups for campaign, and I had started building my team. I had already someone who was doing communications, and I had
And
also,
there are some people who felt so
yeah,
disappointed
there
with
are
them.
people put so mad at me. Some
Mm.
ask me what about the money you have spent so
Mm.
far, who is going to refund you the money.
Mm.
I told them it's not even about the money, it's just life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just make decisions and you stick to them.
The toughest
Tough decisions,
decision
and
because you can imagine how much he spent.
yes, I spend money, but it's
It's
okay.
fine.
I need to let it go because now you look at the bigger picture. You can't continue with these campaigns. Your family is here.
You have a pregnant wife.
You have a pregnant wife. You are running at a skelter everywhere.
Mm.
Now the pressure for politics, the pressure for everything is eating up and eating up.
Mm.
You have to choose. You have to choose. Then, of course, so many other small things here and there.
But the major
But
one
the
was.
major one was family.
Mm.
Because also you realize in politics, there is a lot of things you pass through.
Mm.
You got to have a lot of stamina. You will pass a lot through a lot.
Mm.
Some people will come and start telling you funny things. Politics has a lot of dark side. Politics has a lot of dark side
Beside them, the brighter side.
than the brighter side.
Mm.
The things people see politicians, like the way people see politicians, most of the time is not the way they are backstage. There are so many things which happen behind the curtains. There are so many places that people pass. There are so many things that you are told. There are so many things that people do when they're in politics.
Mm.
You find people telling you very weird things.
Which ones? Some of them will not even
Yes, and
speak.
someone will even give you evidence of some of the people who are top politicians, where they have gone and how they have achieved their
Mm.
status.
And you being a believer, there are
You being
things
a
you are.
believer, of course, you'll have to look into all those things.
Mm.
There are so many factors that will come in when you get to politics. You see, most of the people just think politics is about just having money and going to splash, then you get
Mm.
elected. How many people have money down there and who even vie for seats every time, every election period, and they don't get
But they
it?
still lose.
They still lose it. There are
Mm.
so many people who spent a lot of money. There are people who have even sold everything, but they will still lose the election.
Mm.
So it's not entirely about money.
Mm.
There are so many factors in
Yeah,
politics which
yeah.
you have to factor in. And once you factor them in and you are completely convinced, completely,
Yeah.
then go for it.
Yeah. So so you had to make that tough decision. I remember you woke up in the morning. That time you had to have a very big meeting somewhere. It was
Yes.
organized, but then you had to you made people to be heartbroken. He was to have a very big meeting somewhere. But then he just woke up and was like, I'm
Mm.
not
You
going.
see, anything I sleep over, when I sleep over anything, when I think about something during the day, like Today I think about something like almost the whole day. Then tomorrow I think about something, the same thing like the whole day, like for 2 or 3 days. When I sleep over it, like usiku mzima silali, hiyo kitu nafikiria. When it gets to the morning, I always have a
You
decision.
always have a
I had a
decision.
decision on that by morning.
Yeah. Juu mimi I was like, sasa huyu, let's just go take over. Because at the point where he was like, if it were you could have told yourself, no, there is no way I'm going back.
Yes.
I have to go for this thing. But for him, it was the toughest decision. And the reason why I told you that, the reason why I feel like, the reason why I'm telling that he chose his family, he's like, he said, I have a pregnant wife, I have a child here, and politics will come and go. What if I become a leader and I don't have a family?
Yeah, true.
Where will I run to?
It happens many times.
There are many people who went for these political seats, they lost their families and everything.
Yeah, sure.
And remember, family is something that you have built for the longest time, and then it breaks within a minute or within a day.
True.
So he had to choose that. Si ati alisimamiwa na bunduki ama nini.
And I learned that politics and devil, they are
Wanaendanisha
hivi.
Kabisa.
Wanaendanisha hivi. Yani politics and devil, they are brothers. Wanaenda pamoja na pamoja na pamoja. So when you get into politics, you invite the dark side.
It's unfortunate that it has to be like that.
That's the truth now. Why hide? It's the truth. If you get into politics, my friend, you see the dark side of life. I don't mean there are no believers, there are no Christians, there are no born again Christians who are politicians. But I just said that. Just said you will find things which maybe you have never experienced. How you handle them, it's upon yourself.
Yeah, it's true. I've always wanted to talk about this thing. Yeah. And I really appreciate you. Not that I stopped your dreams. In fact, remember, it's a decision that he made by himself.
Sure. No worries about that. Definitely no worries about that. I never regret that I quit. If there is someone out there who regrets or regretted on my behalf, please, pole for that. Me, I don't regret, and I never regretted. I made my decision with a sober mind, and I stood by it.
Yeah.
And that was final, and we leave the rest to God.
Yeah.
So many people will ask me, so Samuel, what about 2027? Then my answer is very simple. We leave that to God.
It's true. The good thing is true. And the reason why we chose this topic is because it's related with marriage. The decisions you make in marriage.
True.
Yeah. In fact, the title of this video should be The Toughest Decision I've Ever Made.
The toughest decision.
The toughest decision I've ever made.
Maybe.
Yeah. So you guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video.
I know it was quite a long video, but never mind. I think it was worth it. So leave your suggestions down there. Let us know. Let us know if you are getting something out of some of these videos like this one.
Yeah.
Because I got to open up now that now everybody can know what really happened.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then my part in short is that all we are doing this because we want people to know, especially those who are married, who are couples, and those who are in a relationship, be open to your partner.
yes.
You know, there are things my husband told me that maybe you could, if it was someone else, you could decide to keep quiet, to be silent about. But he used to tell me everything.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So every decision you make, always go
Involve your partner.
involve your partner.
Yes.
Let them know what you're doing.
True.
Hmm?
Of
And
course,
then you
pray
need
about it.
pray about it, and also it is always good to involve your partner.
Sure.
Huh?
Mm.
Yeah, that is why we chose this video.
Yeah, true.
That it doesn't matter how tough the decision is, involve your partner. So you know, for my husband, it was a tough decision. At the same time, I made it easy for him because I did not push him.
Yeah, true.
You know, if I was pushing him, I could have made him to be rebellious,
Yeah, true.
and he could have gone for it.
Yes.
Maybe win or lose.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you ask yourself, as a family, as married couple, this decision that you are making, where is it heading us to?
Yes.
Is it for the sake of making other people happy?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it for the sake of this marriage to work, for us to grow as a family?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's true. True, guys. You have heard it all. You have heard it all.
So bye.
That is all we had for you today. Let's keep watching.
Yeah.
Bye.